Shay Renee. So let's just get into it, shall we? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about Beyond the Gates. Okay, so we have skipped a couple of weeks here, so we just gonna kind of get to chatting and chatty Cathy about some of the things that have been going on. Okay, so Beyond the Gates, I think we left off on right before the 20th, right before my birthday. So we are going to catch up on some things because a lot of things have actually happened. All right. So we gonna go from Jacob being a goody two shoes at work to now Carlton trying to get in the pants of one of the pre girls. Okay. And it's not the one that you want him to. Let's talk about it. But shout out to everybody that is joining the chat. Please come on in the room. Come on in the room. Okay. I'm going to pull up my notes here so that we can stay on track. Okay. Amen. Amen. Amen to the peoples in the crowd. All right, here we go. The week of the 21st to the 25th. All right, here we go. This is my lunchtime, y'all. So we're going to keep this within an hour so I can take my ass back to work. Okay. Lord knows we all need our jobs right about now. So we're going to stay on task. Beyond the Gates, week 21, the 21st to the 25th, that is when Martin's secret made its rounds to everybody initially. So this is where we learn that Martin finally comes out with it. Okay, we finally realize what the secret is that everybody has been keeping all this time. So basically, Martin and his grandfather, Mr. Dupree, Vernon Dupree, that is, they were traveling down the road together. Okay. After a convention of sorts or whatever, Martin had just finished speaking. He was feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Type of thing. They caught a flat tire. He pulls over, and two white supremacists, obviously, you know, the way they were talking to them, pull up. As Martin is trying to change the tire, the two white guys get aggressive with Martin. And, you know, Vernon gets out of the car to see what's going on, even though the fact that they had, you know, government license plates. Martin is obviously a congressman at this time, and I think Vernon was too. And they still proceed to try to take money from them. And then they begin to try to beat them up and fight them. So Martin goes into action to protect his grandfather. So with that being said, he gets the best of the guys, and one of them ends up being unalived. Okay. So now Martin is tasked with living with this secret. And, you know, Miss Vernon Dupree and Anita Dupree now jump into action to do what they thought was best. So Vernon calls the chief of police, and the chief of police has his right man guy. So we learned that Elon, which is Jacob's father, was the chief of police at this time. And then we have Marcel, which is his faithful minion, helped with this whole situation to cover it up. Now, many of us are thinking, like, why didn't y'all? Okay, they are the police. You know, I know this is some back road town, but this is the chief of police. Like, you could, I mean, in my opinion, I thought it was really weird to not tell the chief of police what really happened. Obviously, y'all are congressmen, y'all are government officials, right? Y'all are not going to have them come to the crime scene. What's the point of having all these connections if you still think in your mind that Martin would still go to jail over something like this? And if anything, by telling the truth about what happened, It will bring awareness to, listen, we're not going to tolerate this type of stuff. This is a government official, and you guys are out here doing the most. Like, you can't assault anybody, but more or less a government official. That's crazy. So also, oh, my girl D is in the building. What's up, D? We also have Delisha Dismuke in the building. She says, hey, Shay. And D says, hey, Shay, what's up? What's up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for joining. All right, y'all. I don't know why my computer is moving kind of slow. It's kind of weird, but we're going to see how this go. The internet is like slowing down or something. But anyway, so everybody learns about this incident with Martin, okay? Eva and Kat are still feuding back with each other. This whole situation where Kat lies and she basically ends up having to, hey sis, supporting and getting dressed to head out. Oh, thank you, Miss B. Y'all, shout out to Miss B. Every day she actually reports on Beyond the Gate. So if you want up to date reports over on her channel, So What You Think, please support her over there. She does really, really great reviews on Beyond the Gates daily. Okay. But thank you for joining in on us. So Kat lets the accreditation lapse, okay? And Eva doesn't snitch on her. She feels like, you know what, I'll never be close to my sister. If I snitch on her, I'm gonna just let it go. I'm not gonna tell my daddy. Okay. Now, my thing is, it really isn't gonna make y'all relationship go any better, Eva. And I also feel like, Eva is getting this, hero kind of trope on the show, like she's trying to do better or whatever. But as we learn, as the show continues on, Eva is still playing these little games with her mother. Like, her mom is still manipulating her, and we'll see that when we get into last week's episode. So kind of breezing through the 21st to the 28th or 27th, something like that. After everybody finds out, we see that Nicole, she ends up finding out what happened as well. So Nicole is getting all righteous and talking about how, nobody told her. Does everybody think I'm such a delicate doe in the woods where nobody can tell me things and this, that, and the third? And I'm like, Nicole, in my opinion, you just sat up here and made this about you. This is not about you, sis. Like, you running around like Wreck-It Ralph, like you pissed off with everybody. You don't want to you want to divorce Ted because you want to get the paperwork active, because she eventually also finds out that Ted knew about it and didn't tell her. Now, these are your parents. Your parents told him not to say anything, because we learned that Ted performed surgery on the surviving white supremacist, right? That lived. His face was messed up because Martin hit them with a crowbar. The other one didn't live, and his brother remained alive, which is the guy that had been stalking Martin and the Dupree family, mainly Martin, in the weeks prior episodes. Okay. So we also learned that this eventually the brother becomes unalived. I think his name was Keith. I think that was the guy's name that was stalking them. But anyway, he is unalived. Marcel ends up taking care of that. And, now Nicole, like, are we going to be indebted? And Martin also is under the impression that they're going to be indebted to, God dang it, I always forget this man's name. Joey. They're going to be indebted to Joey because Joey was the one that kind of took care of that. Now, the alibi, if you will, of Joey, Bill, Vernon, Martin, right? They were all there for that press conference. So no one would make the link that they had anything to do with the unaliving of the character that was stalking Martin, trying to continue to get money from him. Now, I also was upset that Vernon kept on saying he wanted to pay off this guy. Like, Vernon, are you dumb? Like, what makes you think that this man is not going to continue to keep coming back asking for more and more money? When is it never going to be enough? You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing anything but allowing him to make you an easy target. You are this is you are writing never ending checks to this man. It's insane to me. Oh, we got some more people that have joined the chat. Thank y'all so much for joining. We have Liz Castleberry is in the building. She says, "Hey Shay, what's up? What's up? Thank you so much for joining." Also, let me make sure I put the comments on the screen. I like when the comments kind of run across the screen, y'all. That way everybody can see y'all comments. Why is this not coming up? Okay, there we go. Then we have Donna Washington is in the building. She says, "Hey Shay, I love your commentary." Oh, thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate you. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Montrez Jones says, "Hey Shay, hey y'all. What's up, sir? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you." So we have also Nicole faces off with Bill. She goes over to his house and tells him, "I'm the fixer now." I'm like, Nicole, you ain't about to fix shit. Okay. But I kind of understand where Nicole is coming from, because she feels like with Martin having these mental health issues now as a result of what happened, he's experiencing trauma. She could have been a part of helping him through his healing. They allowed Ted to be a part of it to basically put this man's face back together. They should have allowed her to be a part of it as his mother and a professional psychiatrist to help him work through this mentally, right? Which I can understand that. As a mother, I want to be there for my child too. But the fact that they had any inclination that Nicole would have possibly made him go turn himself in, it's like, y'all are some Dudley Do-Rights for real in this family, besides Anita and daggone Vernon. Like, y'all would really push him to jeopardize his whole career and image just to be a Dudley Do-Right. You already have that in Jacob, where he even go as far as to investigate his own damn family. He's getting pissed off. Now Jacob is getting pissed off because now that Smitty knows what's going on, he knows the whole story. He done kicked Martin out the house. And so now Jacob is mad because Smitty won't tell him what's going on. And Naomi, Jacob's wife, now she's under attorney-client privilege, where she can't say anything to her own husband. But I also think that Naomi still has some anguish and hurt behind her, because Jacob was just chopping at the bit and so quick to go and arrest her mother. Which, Jacob, let me talk to you for a second, Mr. Jacob. Okay. If you lose your job today or tomorrow, they don't give two shits about you, sir. They're going to tell you to pack up that little desk, leave your pow on the desk, and get the hell out. Okay? So you're doing all of this, having all this loyalty to a job that could give two shits about you. It's given very much Uncle Tom, very much, favorite ninja behavior. Okay? And it's actually really annoying. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, I think that everybody that has, when you working, you should do what you're supposed to do at work. You should do your job and do it to the best of your ability, right? But when you going so above and beyond that you forget what you do this for, you are working to earn a paycheck to take care of what? Your family. And when you go so far with this whole situation that you're even willing to dime out said family that you're actually working for, I question you. I wouldn't trust Jacob as far as I can throw him, because he's more loyal to his job than he is to people around him. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I really do. But, that's just my 2 cents. But moving on, Haley is pretending to be pregnant still. So she's, talking about all this, child, what is it? The sonograms or whatever. he ain't really see, Bill didn't really see the sonogram. She had the sonogram mailed somewhere. I'm like, they print it right out of the little machine while you're there and put it in the envelope. Now, I ain't been pregnant for 9 years now, okay? But I at least know that. All of the things, I wonder if Bill is suspicious of Haley and her foolishness, and he's just kind of allowing her to somewhat hang herself. And all of these scenes they keep showing where Bill was disappointed, that Vernon was disappointed in him, that he didn't take care of stuff correctly. He's supposed to be the fixer of the family, but things just kept falling through the cracks. There's a scene where Bill is seen sitting down with Danny, and she's again coming. She just so happened to come into the country club, and Bill is sitting there having a drink. So she sits down with him and they have some riffing back and forth, some fun little chatter back and forth. And they end up having a drink together, and he's, kind of releasing some things of how he felt about Vernon to Danny. Now, here's my thing. Of course, Bill and Danny have been married for years, so I can understand that he has a level of trust within her that he can be himself with her. But it's like, Danny, girl, please stop sitting down with this man and letting him tell you about his past lives, the current lives, and future. You don't, like, stop. I'm very annoyed with the Danny being pressed for Bill. He doesn't want you. And, the fact that he's willing to go forth with, what y'all are calling a child bride, Haley, you marry your daughter's best friend. Like, that's beyond midlife crisis at this point. Y'all simply don't want the same things, Danny. And not to say that Andre is a prize, because we're going to get into Andre's ass too. But girl, you have got to want better for yourself. You just have to. At this point in your life, this is just crazy, and it's doing team too much. Donna Washington says, you are so right. Yeah, Jacob was doing the absolute most. Like, I cannot with him. Sweet Pea 724 is here. She says, hey, Shay in chat. What's up? What's up? She says, Haley lying ass. Child, she is lying, and I can't wait till they dime her tail out. Okay. So then we move into Leslie and her fake injury. Okay, while we talk about Nicole, Ted, Leslie. Ted, I want you to get out of your hotel room, and I want you to go and fight for your wife. Okay. We've only seen Ted in his hotel room and at the hospital, and that's it. You haven't been to your house. You still got a key. Go in your house and get your woman. What is wrong with you? Set up a therapy appointment for y'all. Ask her to show up. Listen, I know therapy is important to you. I set up an appointment with a doctor for us to go sit down and talk about our issues, because I'm not giving up on you. And I know you're going to have to tell me to get out, but I'm going to come to the house every single day. And every single day I'm going to come in here and I'm going to tell you I love you to your face. Something. Stop. And for the love of God, if he lets Leslie crazy into his hotel room one more damn time, I'm just going to scream. Ted, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you keep letting her in your hotel room? It is not a requirement for you to let her in. She will be filmed standing right outside. That's exactly what she would be doing. Ted, you act like, you're a puss. That's what you are. A grade A puss. A simp. I can't. I can't with you, Ted. Like, you are just letting too much shit slide. And for you to be a person that wants their wife back so bad, it's not given. It's not given that you want your wife back. Then we have Allison, y'all. We're moving through the weeks here. We have Allison pretending, okay, I think she's pretending to have injuries. Okay. Allison sees Chelsea and Madison at lunch, I mean, or dinner, whatever the case may be. And she's over there stalking. Then all of a sudden she comes in one time, bleeding and all this stuff and doing the most after Madison leaves. And so she's like, this is at Orphe Jeans. So she comes in there and she's like, I need your help. I got to go to the hospital. I'm like, bitch, why you ain't call 911? And if y'all trying to say Orphe Jeans is the same as the Florida Avenue Grill, Howard University Hospital right down the street, sis. Okay, you could have took your ass right on to the hospital. I don't know what you got going on, what type of foo bullshit you got going on over here, but she keeps having this story of her husband is so, abusive, and he's been putting his hands on her, but this, that, and the third. And I'm like, that's a sick way to try to get Chelsea's attention. What part of your husband putting your hands on you is going to make Chelsea be like, ooh, okay, let's go roll in the sack? Because that seems to be all that Allison wants to do. She want to get in the bed with Chelsea, and she wants to still be with her. I think you rejected her. Now that you see that she has somebody, now you want to be with her. You're a stalker. It's given very crazy. Okay. And Chelsea, you need to go ahead and cut the cord with her, because baby girl crazy. And Chelsea she takes her to the hospital. Madison is the one that ends up checking her out. But Madison is like, girl, she tells Chelsea, listen, not for nothing, but this is there's a bunch of bullshit, right? It's real funny that she hits her head on the sidewalk or whatever the fuck she told them. And if her her husband is not being good to her and treating her bad and putting his hands on her, she needs to call the police. And Chelsea takes that advice and tells Allison, listen, my father is a prominent lawyer. If I want to help you. I'll be willing to help you. Allison's like, no, it's okay. But what about me and you? I'm like, oh, baby, the crazy is just at all time high with this chick. Don't just leave her alone. Leave her alone, Chelsea. She's crazier than a June bug. She be done had you locked in the basement, on call to carpet munch her whenever she feel like it, and scooch a cooch together. Okay, don't mess with her, Chelsea. She crazy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She is she trying to have scissor wars with you. Nobody, that's all she thinking about. And if you willing to bust your own head open, in my opinion, just to get the scissoring with somebody, that's crazy. Ain't nobody coochie that good for me to be busting myself up to make up stories so I can get over here and have romp sessions. No, thank you. Nope. Too bad. Too sad. Not gonna happen. Okay. So Chelsea, leave her alone, but I feel like that ain't gonna be the last interaction. Also, can I be honest with y'all? I don't really care for the scenes with Chelsea, Madison, and Allison. They're not interesting to me. I feel like listen, I'm all for equality and everybody being represented, right? But I'm like, now it's just being shoved on us like it's just a lot. Now we got to have it in every scene. Let's get through some of these other stories that's more hotter topics. Like, I don't really care about crazy Allison. Chelsea is not really giving me too much. Her story is not compelling with Allison and Madison. It's just really not, and that's just my 2 cents on that. Even with Martin and Smitty, they don't even look like they have any chemistry. Like, I really would want to see people that actually act like they really like each other. I'm interested in the Smitty and Martin story, but it's like, y'all don't even look compatible. So let's talk about Smitty. Smitty finds out what happened with Martin. They share, of course, a reasonable piece of the story with their children. Now, their children have to be the dumbest people in the world, because the kids act like, everybody should tell them everything like they grown. Y'all are still kids. And y'all let a stranger in your house. There's a stranger in my house. Didn't try to figure it out. He was stalking your daddy. He about to get you. Okay, y'all are crazy. There is no way I would just be letting random, and then this is a grown ass man. He got a beard, already hit puberty and everything. And Tyrell, you let this man in your house. And Samantha, you are outside. Your father just told you to be careful. He got security detail on y'all and everything. And you out here with a man that has a vivid bandage on his head. Something has happened to him. And you fixing his phone. How dumb can you be? Martin and Smitty kids are dumb. They don't have no street smarts whatsoever. And then they looking at Martin and Smitty mad, like, why you mad that I let him come in the house? Like, are you kidding me? You ever heard of stranger danger? No, never. How you might want to revisit that. Might want to revisit that. Okay. So Martin about to, drop this man's lights out before Marcel could even do it when he saw him with Samantha. He stole on his ass. Okay. But all in all, Smitty finds out, and Smitty is being just as righteous as Nicole. And there's a one scene in last week's episode where it seems like Smitty and Nicole were being made to have the same thought processes of my partner kept things from me, and I don't like it. So it's like Nicole was making it make sense to her when she was talking to Smitty, but she can't see the similarities of why Ted didn't tell her certain things that will ruin their relationship. So it's okay when it comes to her son. She can understand why he did what he did, but Ted doesn't get any grace, even though this was 20 years ago that this all happened. But I get it. You can't just sweep stuff under the rug. Somebody's been cheating on you. You were going through something such so life altering as miscarriages and things like that. And the whole time you over here rolling in the sack with a crazy woman. I get it, but it's like, Nicole, you have to start, you're a therapist. For you to be such a great therapist at that, you need to take the steps to try to heal. And in order for you to heal, y'all have to do it together. Y'all have to talk. But also, Ted, you have to be willing to work on it as well. But Smitty is being extremely righteous. I'm actually tired of Diddy. I mean, Smitty. Child, I'm tired of Smitty doing the most. Like, he put Martin out of the house. Now, mind you, Martin has already been going through some traumatic stuff. Now, I get it, Smitty. You're mad that he didn't tell you what was going on. Okay. He didn't let you in on what was going on, but also you being a white male, you should know that. I mean, you can't begin to realize how traumatic that was for Martin. And the fact that he didn't tell you, you have to understand the level of respect that he has for Vernon Dupree. That's like a second father to him. Martin admired his own dad, but he really looked up to his grandfather. Given their career paths being similar, that was a very life altering situation for him. So instead of you working through it as his partner, you use this as an opportunity to kick him out of the house, to further traumatize him, separating him from his children and you as his family. I didn't really see that was a good solution for that. But Smitty is self-righteous and he know every damn thing. So, it is what it is. And if I'm Martin, I would be taking a double look at Smitty's ass. Like, what? You were behind my back researching people in my family and all this fraggernacle bullshit that you was doing. You wasn't sharing with me what was going on with your case. Child. Anyway, let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Sweet P724 says Ted needs to be on an apology tour to get Nicole back. Yeah, absolutely. I 1000% agree. He hasn't done enough to try to get her back, in my opinion. You haven't been to her house. You ain't been to her office. You ain't sent her sweet nothings every day. Her favorite snacks, chocolate, massage, whatever. Hell, you got all that money. I would send her flowers every single day. Her favorite snacks, chocolate, massage, whatever. Every single day. I would set up a couples massage. And guess what? I'd be right there with her. I'd be like, oh, I set up a massage for you. Surprise, I'm here too. Yeah, that's what will be happening. Let me see if this, let me get this thing to catch up, y'all. Oh, now is it blurry? Let me see. Uh-oh, it's getting worse. Let me leave it alone, child. And that shit is blurry as hell. Okay, there we go. Allison is giving a thin line between love and hate. Yes. Yes, she is. Very much crazy. Okay. Yeah, that's a great example of Allison. She doing team entirely too much. Y'all, please, there's 18 of you in the chat. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button and join the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's share your thoughts on the show. Um, Also, subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel yet. Donna Washington says Leslie is going to get Ted in bed again because the wife and him not trying to work things out. You should never separate if the issues can be worked out. This is where the devil catches you off guard. Exactly. 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 But Ted ain't doing nothing to try to get her back. But also, I don't feel like Leslie is the way to go. I would love to see Leslie with Marcel. That would actually be a good little diabolical combo right there. That's what I think. But her and Ted, that ship has sailed. I don't really want to see them together. But he seems like slightly, utterly intrigued by her for some reason. You don't loathe her the way that you should. At least I don't get that. Montrez Jones says, I don't care for Chelsea, Allison, and Madison either. It seems like they made it a main storyline too fast. Yeah, it's not even entertaining. Like, I really don't care about what they got going on. Like Allison and the whole threesome situation with her husband, even that wasn't even interesting. It was like, dang, Chelsea, you should think more of yourself than to be inserting yourself into somebody's marriage. And then I thought it was also really weird and crazy that Chelsea thought that this girl should have left her marriage to be with her. Like, I thought that was really stupid and weird. Like, what type of a planet do you live on where you think I'm just going to up and leave my husband to be with you? And then your heart is so broken that I'm not going to leave my marriage and be with you. But now you think Allison is crazy because now she like, oh yeah, we can still, bump coochies, but I don't want to leave my husband. But yeah, I said I ain't want to be with you, but I do want to be with you. So she does all this crazy shit to try to get Chelsea's attention. Now Chelsea's weirded out. You should have been weirded out thinking that somebody was going to leave their marriage for you. I don't know what type of fraggle bullshit she on. D. Herfer says, but Ted keeps. Hold on. This thing is moving slow. Ted keeps diddling with that nut job. Yeah, I'm tired of that. He has got to stop. Like, seriously, it's too much. I don't get it. And he really just need to let that go. Um Sweet P724 says Ted gonna let. Hold on, y'all. My screen is freezing, and I think it's because of my second screen. Let me see. Let me do this from my phone. Let's see if it'll catch up now that I'm taking this screen down. Okay. Let's see. Sweet Pea said, absolutely. Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me? Oh, hell. Can y'all hear me? I think I'm frozen. Oh, crap. Am I frozen or can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Child, it's always something. I swear it's this camera. Valerie, it was like, dang, Chelsea, you should think more of. And then I thought it was also really weird to be with her. Like, I thought that was really stupid and weird. Like, what type of a planet do you live on where you think I'm just going up and that's crazy. This is not caught up. Like, my words are not caught up with the video. I'm gonna leave my marriage and be with you. But now you think hold on, y'all. This is so weird. All right, JB says what says, hey Shay in chat. What's up? What's up? Sweet Pea said Ted gonna let Leslie get him caught up again. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why my words are not caught up. Ted should know how to control his pee by now. Right. I agree. JB says what? Says no Leslie. No, Leslie need a straight jacket. She definitely does. Thank you for joining the chat. JB says what? Valerie Bella says hello everyone. What's up? What's up? Laquanda Govan says good afternoon, Shay in chat. What's up? What's up? Thank you so much for joining. All right, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this video, but it's Sweet P724 says Ted gonna let. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, child. I don't know. My screen is freezing, and I think it's because of my second screen. I don't know what's going on here. This is just not right. Let me do this on my phone. Anyway, let's move on with the review because I'm going to sit here and try to figure this out, and then it's going to annoy me because I can't figure it out. So let's just move on. All right, y'all. So where were we at? We were talking about child Smitty and Martin. Okay. So again, Smitty, I don't think that it's right for you to be mad at Martin, and he shouldn't have had to move out of his house and move in with his grandparents. That's just my 2 cents. All right. CDW says hello, everyone. What's up? What's up, CDW? Thank you so much for joining. All right. So then we get to let's talk about the articulates, y'all. Okay, let's talk about the articulates. Now, the articulates, which is comprised of Anita Dupree, Sharon, and what's the other lady? Sweet Pea says, "Here you find." Okay, we can hear it's just delayed. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm putting in the chat. I don't know what's happening. Um, anyway, the articulates are doing their performance. Okay. Um, there's Anita, Sharon. Let me see. I don't forgot the other lady daggone name. But anyway, Sharon is the one that's giving them a whole lot of problems. Okay. Um, Tracy. The other lady's name is Tracy. So we get to a point where they're in a hotel out of town or whatever, and they're acting like, Sharon now is like, they're listening to Anita telling them about trying to do, she wants to add in new moves or whatever. She want to do different dance moves because they at a different point in life. So, they need to come with the times with their performance. And she gets it, people are coming out to see them, and she wants to make sure she puts on a good show for them. So they feel like instead of her asking them about adding these moves in, she's turning into her old self where she just kind of directing traffic with things. She's not asking them, hey, are you guys okay with these changes? Are y'all good with me, adding in new choreography or whatever the case may be? So Sharon quits again. I'm like, Sharon, you and Tracy act like y'all really need the money for this, but then you quit every 5 minutes. How much do you really need this money? Clearly, you don't need it. Obviously, Anita doesn't need it. So she's here to help y'all, but you quit every 5 minutes. Then you had the nerve to have fast forward. They at Anita's house. She want to quit again, Sharon. Talking about I'm having a panic attack. Bitch, I know you fucking lying. You want to have a panic attack after Anita came to y'all asking, what do y'all think about the choreography? Now they back at home, and because they got past the whole situation before about the choreography. Now they back at home, and she's like, well, now Anita's like, well, I just want to tell y'all, ask y'all if it's okay if I do a solo, because my family is so used to me being an articulate, they haven't seen my jazzy side of performing. So, me being a jazz singer. So I wanted to, do a song if y'all don't mind. So then Sharon talking about something, well, we should be able to do a song too. Sharon, you was just over here choking the fuck up. Girl, bye. You ain't doing no damn solo. And Tracy was like, "No, nah, I'm good on the solos, girl. I'm a good old I know what my job is, and it's back up. I'm a back it up and sing it on back here. Okay, I ain't got to be in the spotlight." I'm like, Sharon, you got a whole lot of fucking mouth for somebody that ain't doing shit. Like, Sharon is getting on my nerves. But anyway, they perform. They do an amazing job. Okay. Now, before the performance, let's talk about, before we get into the performances of it all, let's talk about um Danny, Andre, and boring ass Ashley. Okay. Listen, y'all. They gonna push Ashley and Andre on us. I hate to tell you that, but it's what's gonna happen. And honestly, I get it. Andre wants a relationship now, today. Okay. Danny is not giving him what he wants. He wants to be in a relationship with somebody. And, Danny's still over here chasing after Bill. So Andre is not about to sit on the side and keep giving her hard dick and bubble gum to no avail of a relationship. Okay. He like, listen, I'll be your emergency dick in the glass until me and Ashley move forward. And then once we move forward, then ain't no more dick for you. No more dick for you. Okay, Danny. So it is what it is. CDW says Leslie makes me nervous. Yeah, she does. She makes me nervous too. JB says, what says I'm on Smitty's side. For real, friend? Dang. Well, I can see both sides. I can see that. Donna Washington says, I really don't think Ted loves her as he said, just my opinion. Yeah, his actions are definitely speaking louder than words, for sure. For sure, for sure. Okay. Um, but in any event, y'all, what are we talking about? Oh, child, what am I talking? This is why I need to catch up. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Andre, Danny, and Ashley. So Andre sets up this whole Paris thing at his house. After they done had their first date and stuff. So she feels like, oh my gosh, no one's ever done this, something so nice for me, or thought about me like this. And that's not a third. They were about to make out, but they didn't. She didn't kiss Andre. But Andre later on the next day is looking at pictures of Ashley and Danny, and he's looking back and forth like, what am I going to do? Which one do I want? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a woman by the toe. Okay. Listen, okay? You've just gotten closer to the Dupree family. They've realized that y'all are now more than just family at this point. Now y'all bumping uglies. Okay. So Vernon Dupree sits down with Andre or pulls him to the side at Orphe Jeans, and he's like, yeah, you better not. Basically, in so many words, I like you. Don't make me change my mind, to Andre. Like, don't you hurt my baby girl. Now, at the same time, Vernon, your daughter playing games too, sir. Your daughter is playing games too. So you need to give the same advice to Danny, because Danny don't know what she wants. And she wants to call Andre over there to clean them pipes out. But she don't want to be in a relationship with him. And he's expressed to her that he wants to be in a relationship. Now, Andre, you need to be honest with Danny, because you make her think that you don't want nobody but her. You need to stop lying to her and tell her that you're interested in Ashley. That's what you need to do. And stop lying. So that, I don't really care. So moving on. Then we got Shanice and Derek. Okay. It's very well known that Derek is trying to use Shanice to make Ashley jealous. Shanice tells Ashley that she has a feeling that that's what he's doing, and that she's literally just friends with Derek. So Derek takes Ashley out for lunch, and he's at Orphe Jeans, and he's telling her, listen, Ashley, I still love you. I just thought, maybe we needed some time to, take a breather, but I still want to be with you. I think we should be together. I mean, I'm willing to slow things down, whatever, whatever. Ashley is like, no, I don't want to be with you. Like, it's too late. Ashley, you didn't want to be with that man anyway. Okay. And Derek, it will behoove you to just move the hell on. Don't sit there and waste your time, and leave Ashley boring ass alone, because all she's going to do is keep on complaining. You are not the one for her, and she is not the one for you, period. Point and the period. Okay. And honestly, Andre and Ashley are not going to work out either. Andre likes Ashley because he feels like she's somebody that will need him, somebody that will adore him or whatever. Danny already has the attention, the glitz and the glam and all this, that, and the third. He would have to literally do things to keep her attention. But Ashley, he can do the bare minimum and she'll be all over his nutsacks. Okay. So, child, please. So let's get to this performance. Crazy Leslie, okay? The audacity, okay? Balls of steel, to go to Ted's hotel room and ask him for money. Now, Ted, you, just like your father-in-law, have created this environment where your schmoozers are going to continue to schmooze you. Okay, Leslie isn't a schmoozer financially. You just gave her $50,000. Apparently, she lost her job. I make $50,000 last for quite some time. Okay, he just gave you 50 grand, and I can imagine you spent all of that on clothing. Why haven't you paid your rent? Then you have the nerve. Once she goes over to Ted's hotel room. First of all, he should have never let her ass in. He tells her, hell no, he ain't giving her no damn money. And she's like, all these years and I didn't take you for child support, and this how you treat me? Girl, you didn't take him for child support because you were lying about the fact that Eva even existed. You told him that you didn't have the baby. You lied. So I just don't understand the crazy that is Leslie. And if you thought that you could get money from him by going and taking him for child support, you would have done it already. So then she resorts to going to Eva and guilt tripping her, saying, I need you to ask your father for a loan because he told me no. I need you to get the money from him. And I'm like, there is no way that I would get this bitch anything. You kicked me out of the house. Remember that? Yeah. You left me for bad out in the streets, sleeping in my car until my father was nice enough to get me a hotel room and a job so that I can make money. And you expect me to get a loan from my daddy for you? You got me fucked up if that was me. But Eva, like the good daughter that she is, she goes over there and she gets the loan from her dad. And she gets a check. First of all, Leslie was ungrateful as usual. Very, very ungrateful. Let me see where this is caught up to, y'all. Wow, this is still way back. Anyway, so she gets the loan for her mother. And she says, well, I gotta pay him this money back. And even Ted, when he gives Eva the money, he tells her, you have got to stop allowing your mother to use you like this. At some point, you've got to say no. So then, if that's not enough for her getting the money for, she wants to go to the Articulates concert. Now, mind you, Leslie, don't nobody want to see you at this concert, okay? She asks Eva to get her tickets to the concert. Eva says, well, no, I can't get the tickets. It's all sold out. And, they don't want us there anyway. So Eva goes to the bathroom. She tells the waitress. And Leslie tells the waitress, oh, my daughter got it. She'll pay for it. She goes in Eva's purse to get her card out to pay for their food. And she finds a ticket to the Articulate concert. So she steals Eva's ticket. And when Eva comes back, she notices that the food is paid for, and Leslie rushes on out of there. She was like, oh, okay, see you later, girl. Thank you so much for lunch. And Eva like, wait, how the fuck she paid for lunch? Wait, she ain't got no damn money. What the hell? So she looks and realizes that Leslie got the ticket out of her purse. Eva, you have got to stop allowing your mother to manipulate you, sis. You have got to stop. Like, literally, you got to let it go. You got to let it burn. Okay? So they end up going to the concert, and I think he ends up giving Eva his ticket because Eva was smart enough at this time to go and tell Ted what was going on, because that would have looked even worse if he went to the concert and his seat was right next to the ticket that he gave Eva. So he would have been ultimately sitting next to Leslie, and that really wouldn't look good. And he bought tickets for the entire office for them to go and see the Articulates. Now, fast forward to the concert. They do an amazing job. Everybody looks amazing. Danny, her outfit looked so amazing. Carlton, which is Ted's business partner and supposed to be best friend, he's up in there talking to Martin. Martin is sitting behind Andre. So Andre leans in to hear what's going on. And Carlton, you here to see the concert, but the first thing you do when you see Martin is like you auditioning to be his stepdaddy. You like, you know what? I just want you to know I told Ted he's dead wrong for what he did. And I love your mother is amazing and I would do anything for her. And you know what? I got your back. If you need anything, you let me know. Carlton, sit down. Okay, because you are trifling. It's just like this man just plays trifling in everything he do. And divorce sisters, he trifling, trying to steal somebody's wife. Now you in beyond the gates trying to steal somebody's damn wife too. Let the ink dry on the divorce papers, sir. Also, don't eat where you shit at. You work with this man. So now you fucking with your money. Y'all have a whole business together. Okay? And you are gonna put all of that on the line to be fucking with his wife. I know Nicole is beautiful and all that, but goddamn, she ain't all that to be messing with your livelihood. You lost your damn mind. Other story are we missing out on, y'all? Then we get to, we got to talk about Kat losing her virginity. Okay. She finally loses the cat. Okay. Maybe pun intended. She gives up the cat to Tomas. Now, Tomas was getting ready to roll in the sack with Eva. They was in the hotel room getting ready to bump uglies, and Kat comes to the door and stops it all. But then Kat ends up sleeping with him. Now, Kat looked like a deer in headlights after it was over. She said reveals to Chelsea that it was actually terrible. And I'm like, Kat, did you sleep with him just because you didn't want him to think about sleeping with Eva? Now it's like the reverse effect. You know how when you lose your virginity, people are afraid to sleep with virgins because they get attached to them. It seems like the flip has happened where Tomas is now pressed over Kat because he finally got the cat. Okay. He didn't even gone and dismissed Eva and all that, sent her on her way. Now Kat is avoiding him around every corner because she's not trying to sleep with him again because it wasn't good. But mind you, you don't know what was good or not, girl. It was your first time. And y'all did it on a couch. You couldn't go to your bed. I don't understand that. But okay, Kat, you like it. Well, I guess you don't like it. Tomas loved it. But that's it, y'all. Look at what we got to look forward to today because the episode is coming on in exactly 4 minutes, it seems. So I want to make sure that I'm not in y'all way for y'all to see the new episode. Now, I watch the new episodes every day, but I like to watch it with no commercials. So I wait till it drops on Paramount at about 5:15, where I ain't got to worry about watching the commercials and such. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay. Let me give y'all. If y'all don't like spoilers, get on out of here. Okay, because I'm about to give y'all some spoilers for this week. Okay. Here are the spoilers. Now we all saw the preview at the end of the episode. So here's the spoiler for today. Monday, August 4th, imply that Anita Dupree, Tamara Tooney will shock everyone with some news while Nicole Richardson, Daphne Duplas, and Leslie Thomas, Trisha Mann Grant, will have another heated confrontation. During the close of the Friday, August 1st episode, Anita was ready to drop a bombshell on the crowd as her Articulates reunion concert was wrapping up. From the sounds of it, Anita's announcement could be tied into the crossover storyline with the Young, the Restless Devon Hamilton Winters, as he is headed to Fairmont Crest at some point during the week of August 4th. Interesting. Will Anita, Tracy, and Sharon get music deals with Winters? So this seems like a story of them kind of crossing over with that same situation with the guy from the past that gave them a deal. But I wonder if somebody's going to get left out again. Interesting. Regardless, it sounds like the Duprees and their friends will enjoy a fun-filled reunion concert after party at the Fairmont Crest Country Club. So there will be good fun, good conversation, and incredible drama during the August 4th episode. With that said, Beyond the Gate spoilers note that Samantha Richardson will have to play the role of peacemaker between her dad and Pops. Samantha is Team Martin when it comes to the disagreement between her parents. Martin Richardson and Smitty, as she wants Smitty to forgive Martin. At the end of the day, the teen just wants her family together. She harbors no resentment towards Smitty, but does wish he could allow Martin to come back home. And I agree. Like, I mean, that's just my position. I would rather them come together to work it out, because him living separately from y'all is not helping the situation. It's just not. While the two promised to be civil for Anita's sake, now that the concert is over, could there be tension at the reception if Smitty and Martin ran into each other? I don't know whether there should be some tension. If anything, it should be sexual attention, because y'all ain't seen each other in a while. Could they have a heated conversation that Samantha feels she needs to mediate? Speaking of face-offs, BTG spoilers for August 4th show and hint that Nicole and Leslie will once again go at it, as Nicole lashes out at her rival for crashing Articulate's reunion concert. So also, we forgot to talk about how Leslie faked the injury. Nicole did put her hands around her neck, okay? And, you know, she tried to make it seem like it was a bruise. So she went to the police to report it, but come to find out it was makeup.